Hey guys, so I wanted to make our first video learning how to edit using Photoshop. So I didn't get many questions asking how to do things. So I'm just going to kind of wing it and make up some handy little things that I think you guys might find interesting. Okay, so here is an image that I took sometime last fall of this cute little baby. And I'm not quite happy with how dark his face is, and I want to try to add a little bit more color and life to this background here, and even add in some color to his eyes. So we're going to start by cropping the image first. That's just the first step that I like to take with everything. I want it to be 4:6 size, and I'm going to crop it right there. Okay. So the main thing that I like to use when editing skin and trying to add some color, some lightness, if it's too dark, I go over here to my Adjustments tab, and I click on this here, this wavy line. It's Curves. Curves is so handy. I recently learned how to use this, sometime last year, and I have only edited with this since then. I don't hardly use any actions anymore or anything like that. Alright, so here's your curves line, and you're going to put your pointer right here about the middle and just drag up, and you can see the face lightening, the entire photo lightening. I'm going to do it right about there. I'm going to click, make sure that this box here is highlighted, and I'm going to click Control-I on my keyboard. Now that inverted it and turned that layer black. When you're working on a black layer, to make things show up, you want to use a white brush. So I'm going to, or I already did it, sorry, force a habit. Your brush tool is right here, and your color is down here. I'm going to hit X on my keyboard, and that makes my brush, the top color is what color you're using. Okay, so make sure this is selected, and you got your white brush, and I'm just going to paint on that lightness that we created with the curves layer. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to put it here on his arms. Make sure that when you do this, you do it on all of the skin, just to keep it consistent. At least that's what I find. So I'm going to lower the opacity a little bit because I don't want him to look crazy bright. That's good. And I'm going to leave that layer there. I'm not going to flatten my image or anything to make it, final. I'm just going to leave it all open so I can go back and work on it if I feel like I need to. Now on that background layer, I want to do another curves layer, but I want to come right here to where it says RGB, click it, and come down to the red. This is going to control or add reds or take away reds, whichever way you go with it. See what I'll do it here. Add red, take away red. So I'm going to add a little bit because I like what it's doing to these leaves back here in the background. I'm going to come back on it and invert it, get my white brush, and just come paint that on that background area. Just to give it a little bit more fall color because it was done in the fall. Maybe some right here and on some of these leaves. Just adds some sparkle. Let's see. Oh yeah, and I want to do his eyes. So I'm going to click. I tapped the Z key on my keyboard, and that's going to bring up my zoom tool, or your zoom tool is right here. I'm going to click on it and bring it in. I'm going to hit Control J on my keyboard, and that's going to make a copy of my background layer because I don't really want to work directly on my background layer because any changes that you make to that, you can't back up. So if you make a copy, if I mess up anything, I could just delete it and start over. Alright, zoom in real close. Now, I'm going to use my Dodge and Burn tool. Dodge and Burn, see, right now it's set to dodge, and if I hold down my clicker, there's your burn tool. Dodge brings light in. Here, watch, I'll show you how it does. Okay. See, it lightens some of those areas. And then burn is going to make the little areas that I want, going to make them dark. And it looks kind of funny right now because I have the thing turned up. We'll make it look right in a minute. And also, you have a sponge tool, and your sponge tool saturates it, adds color. I'm using the bracket keys, like if you're looking at your keyboard right beside the P, is a bracket key, and that's what makes the thing bigger or smaller. So I'm just going to click on the color part of his eye and saturate those colors a little bit just to make them pop. This one. I think that's probably a little too much. I just want to back it off a little bit. I don't like how much we burned right here along the edges. Okay. So I'm going to hit Control 0, like the number 0. That makes the picture go zoom all the way out where you can see the whole thing. Well, that's that. Oh, look, his little spit dripping right here on his chin. Let's try to edit that out. I'm going to make another copy. This is going to take some doing. If I miss a step explaining it to you guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to try my best to keep up with myself. I'm going to hit my clone stamp maybe. Come over here. I'm going to hit Alt. It's going to bring up that little laser pointer thingy. And what it does, it copies wherever I hit Alt at. So I'm going to just copy some of his chin from this side and drag it over here. Let's get some more chin on this side. Kind of gets rid of some of that. Oh, I think I just moved it. That looks a little weird. Alright, let's try something else. We'll come over here to your smudge tool. There are so many tools in Photoshop to be able to do the things you need to do. I mean, it's the possibilities are endless. I'm going to go back and forth and use different things. Doesn't seem like it's copying right. Every time I'm reselecting an area, I'm hitting Alt to bring up that pointer thing again. Oops. Okay, see, I messed up right there. Made this weird dark spot on his face, so I'm going to hit Control Alt Z. And that undoes what I just did. I'm pretty sure there's an undo. Let's see. Yeah, undo right there. You can do that too. But see, I like this Control Alt Z step backwards thing. It's just kind of grown on me as to what I need to push. What I need to do. Alright. That looks believable. Alright. There you go. So it took off his little spit. The one other thing I will do, I'm going to make another copy. So copy. I'm going to hit Filter, Sharpen, and Smart Sharpen. This is kind of my settings where I leave it. We can do it at 50 for the amount and the radius at 1. You're not going to tell a huge difference, but it does sharpen it some. You can, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to click on and off. It just adds a little bit of sharpness to it, you know, if it's not totally in focus. So there you go. There's our first edit. We started this image here and we ended here. Started it here and ended it here. You can see what a difference that made. And that was just about 10 minutes was all it took us to do that one picture. The only other thing I can tell you, if you're happy with it, you would come over here to background, you would right click and hit flatten, and that makes it a flat image. Puts everything, flattens it all down. And then you would save it. File, save, or Control S. Well, you know what? Don't do Control S. Do Control Shift S. So you could save it in the place and with the name that you want. Come over here to Pictures. And I'm going to do practice. Here we go. Save. And that's that. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. anytime y'all need to post on the... I'm sorry, that just distracted me, and I think y'all can see that. Anytime you guys want to post questions on the group page, go ahead and do so. Do not hesitate. Ask me anything. Well, if I know the answer, I promise I will tell you as fast as I can. If not, if I don't know what I'm talking about or what you guys are asking me for, I will do some research and get back to you. I would love for our group to become just a great place of discussion and friendship and helpfulness. I would love for you guys to post images that you take, post images that you edit. Ask for some critique. Don't be afraid. We're all in here to learn and just to help each other out. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll try to make another one sometime soon. If you guys have any specific things that you want me to try to teach you in Photoshop, please ask away. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.